Hello, it's Saturday the 3rd of February 2018, and in this video I'm going to look at the latest EuroMillions result, and I'm going to see if I can find any reasons why these winning numbers were drawn. In my last video I predicted some numbers for draw 1080, and I didn't win anything in that draw, but in the following draw 1081, one of the numbers I predicted did come out. I had 3 lines on that number, and so I made a profit. So I won some money, which was good. Now, this is my strategy for one number up picks. You choose one number. Each number comes out on average once every 10 draws. So you put it on for one draw, costs you £1.50. If you win, you've made a profit of £8.50. If you lose, you've lost £1.50. So in the next draw, put one line on again. Now if you win, your profit is £7. If you lose, your total loss is £3. And so you carry on with one number until after 6 draws. If you haven't won, then you have to start putting on 2 lines, which means it costs you £3 for each draw. So if you win in draw 7, then your profit is £8. If you don't win, you've lost £12. So you carry on, and basically you carry on with the number of lines that you need to cover your losses, pay for your tickets, and still make a profit. Now I've come up with a little formula to work out how many lines you need to put on. This is the formula. So basically you start with your current balance, divide it by your potential profit, you round it up to the nearest integer, multiply it by the profit per line, add the total balance, and you see if you're going to make a profit or not. If you're not going to make a profit, you add an extra line. If you are, you just put on enough to cover your losses and round it up. And that's how it works. So if you use this strategy, then on average after 10 draws you should have made a profit, because each number comes out on average once every 10 draws. Now if you look at the gaps between occurrences of the numbers, take 47 for example, which is the most overdue number at the moment. If we look at a gap chart for that number, you can see that the largest gap between occurrences of that number is 83. Now that's more than 8 times the average gap. So if we look at a strategy and we continue with the same strategy, then after 83 draws, if it still hasn't come out, you would be having to put on 375,742 lines at a cost of £500,000 to recover losses of 3.8 million and make a pathetic profit of £2.50. So unless you've got £3.8 million, I wouldn't risk putting on stupid amounts of money to try and make a pathetic tiny little profit. What I would do, however, is I will look at the current chart and I would see which number is the most overdue at the moment. So for example, 47 is the most overdue number at the moment, and it's not been out since draw 1040, and current draw is 1082. So at this point it's 42 draws, which means that if you'd been putting money on 47 since the last time it come out, you would now be having to put 480 lines on. But because it's already been 42 draws since it was already out, I started at one line, cost of £1.50 per line. So if you follow this strategy, I wouldn't follow it for more than 18 draws, at which point you would be putting £15 on each draw just to try and win your money back. So only pick numbers that are really due to come out if you're going to use that strategy, because basically what will happen is you'll get so far and you'll reach the point where you run out of money, or you can't afford to put enough lines on to cover your losses, unless you're a millionaire. With the 2 number strategy, the average gap between occurrences of every pair of numbers is 122.5 draws. Now if we look at a chart for what happens to be the most overdue pair at the moment, 16 and 27, which has only come out once before. The current gap between occurrences is 1071 draws. Now if we were using the same strategy, which is basically to put on enough lines to cover your losses and still make a profit on a 2 number hot pick, then let's see how much we would be having to put on after 1071 draws. Well, the amount that you would be having to put on is 8.9 million in order to cover losses of £600 million. And if you did that and you somehow managed to put on this ridiculous number of lines, 600,000 lines, you would make a huge profit of £87.50 on that 2 number hot pick. Now fortunately, because it's already been 1071 draws since that pair last came out, we're starting at one line at a cost of £1.50. So the question is, if the average gap between occurrences of a 2 number hot pick is 122.5 draws, then this is like nearly 10 times the average, and I wouldn't expect it to go any further than 10 times the average, which would be 1,225 draws. So that is from 1071 to 1225, less than 200 draws, which means that that pair two number up pick 16 and 27, I would expect that it would come out in less than 200 draws from now, which means you probably won't have to put more than 11 lines on to follow this strategy. And if you continue to follow it, you could win anywhere between 100 and £1 on that two number up pick. So for now, I'm just going to put one line on it. I'm going to keep putting that on until it comes out, because it should come out very soon, because it's massively overdue. And so that's what I did in my last video. I put that two number up pick on. I also put 27 on. 27 came out, and I had 3 lines on that, so I won 30 quid, and it covered my losses basically. So anyway, back to the most recent draw. Put the winning numbers in up here. We're only looking at the star numbers to start with, and we're only going back as far as when the number of star numbers went up to 12. So the star numbers were 2 and 3, and that's where they were on the chart. Now you can see number 3 is most overdue for its frequency, and on the chart for number 3, 2 is just somewhere in the middle on that one. So we've got a reason why star number 3 came out. Star number 2 probably second most overdue for its frequency. So now let's ignore the star numbers and look at the main numbers. And there's always been 50 main numbers, so we can look at the full draw history. And let's see where the winning numbers were. That's where they were. So none of them particularly most outstanding. If we look at numbers that have occurred with star number 3, then on the chart for main numbers that have occurred with star number 3, looking at the full draw history, you can see number 14 most overdue, and most overdue for its frequency to occur with star number 3, so that's why 14 came out. Now if we look at star number 2, then nothing on that. What about 2 and 3 together? Again, there's 14, and I can't see anything on that, apart from 39 being one of the most overdue. So let's look at numbers paired with 14, which was most outstanding with star number 3. And straight away, no surprise, the most overdue number to occur with 14. 36 also came out. Now if we look at this number paired with star number 2, there we have 36 again, most overdue for its frequency. And now also another outstanding number, 48, because it's most frequent with 14 and star number 2. Outstanding as usual, 14 and star number 3, nothing on that. See 36 close to the edge on that. Let's go back to, let's go to 36. 36 and star number 2. Okay, maybe that's a bit expecting too much there, maybe. We can see 14 quite outstanding on the chart for 36, and I seem to remember 48 was outstanding, wasn't it? So I'll look at the chart for 48, and we're looking for instances where 34 or 39 are outstanding with the numbers that I'm looking at. So you can see there 14 again outstanding with 48 and 2. So maybe that's just as far as it goes for now. I mean, we're looking at pairs of numbers now to try and find the ways in which they were outstanding. So, well, let's look at a chart for 34. On that chart, what we find. So, bit of a mystery why 34 came out. There's probably something, probably some reason. If we look at 39, see what we can find on that. Okay, not much of a reason for that one. Maybe if we just look at more recent history. Let's just see where the numbers are again. So, not much to go on there, but anyway, you can see why 2, 3, 14, 36 and 48 came out together. So those are the possible reasons why those numbers came out together. So I'll give you my predictions for the next draw now. Okay. I predict that '47 is going to come out quite soon, and the reason why is because it's kind of an average frequency, and it has been recently, but if you look at the bigger picture, it's been quite slow compared to the other numbers. However, it's because it's quite a long gap since it last came on. Also, I'm predicting that 16 and 27 will come out together. Now I know 27 came out only 2 draws ago, but if you look at the chart at the moment for the full draw history, you might notice something interesting about 16 and 27. Coincidentally, both of these numbers are occupying the same square as another number. which means that the probability of a number dropping from a square that contains two numbers is double the probability of a number dropping from a square that only contains one number. So 16 and 27, those two numbers are already on edge, if you know what I mean. They're both very probable, and that's the most overdue pair. Now if we look at the gap chart for 16, current gap of 24, there hasn't been a gap of 24 before on that one, so that'll be a first for that one. And on 27 the gap is 2, because it occurred 2 draws ago. So if we look at the gap chart for 27, you can see a gap of 2. It's the most frequent gap for that number, and it's also been quite a while since that gap occurred. So good chance of 16 and 27 coming out together. So for the star numbers, well, 11 most overdue, 9 most frequent, but it's not that neither of those are particularly outstanding, so I don't really know about that. So anyway, that's all I've got for this video. Hopefully it will help you to win something in the next draw. So good luck with that, and bye for now.